Hello.
Hello, is this Susan?
Yes, it is.
Hey, Susan, it's Ryan. I'm calling in for that short interview. Thank you for taking the time to talk to me today. I know you must be busy, so I really appreciate it. And to start, could you just tell me a little bit about your experience with your VPK program? Your son has completed it, and your daughter is enrolled, right?
Yes, that's right. My son went through the program about 3 years ago, and now my daughter is in the program. It's really been a positive experience for both of them. My son, who's now in second grade, was so well prepared when he started the kindergarten. I felt he had a solid foundation in reading and for his writing and even for his social skills, which helped him transition smoothly into kindergarten. My daughter is only in the program a couple of months now, but I'm already seeing her grow, especially in her confidence.
Wow. That's really wonderful to hear. Could you share some of the specific examples of how the program has impacted their development?
Sure. For my son, I think the biggest impact was his literacy skills. I remember being amazed at how he started recognizing the letters and the sounds of the letters so quickly. By the time he finished the VPK program, he could even write his name, and he even sound out simple words. Like, just each individual letter. It was amazing.
Right. Wow.
It gave him a lot of pride, and he felt a lot of independence because of that. My daughter, on the other hand, is thriving socially. She was always a bit shy, and I had some worries about that, but the group activities and the encouragement from the teachers have helped her open up and make new friends. She comes home every day talking about who she played with and what they worked on. It's very exciting for both of us.
Wow, yeah, that is exciting. I love to hear that. Thank you for sharing. That's great insight. Speaking of the teachers, what role do you feel that educators and caregivers play in fostering this kind of development?
I feel the teachers are essential. The teachers at our VPK program are incredible. They're just not teaching the academic skills, but they are nurturing the kids emotionally and socially, which is so important. For example, my son had a teacher who used to sing songs to help them remember letter sounds. She made learning so much fun for them, and the kids adored her. My daughter's teacher has a very calm and encouraging approach, which really suits her personality. I think the patience and the creativity of the educators makes all the difference in the world of how the kids engage with the program and their learning.
I'd have to agree. That's wonderful. So how would you describe the curriculum and activities? Are there particular teaching methods you've noticed that stand out to you?
The curriculum, I think, is very balanced. They focus on academics, but they also leave room for play and creativity, which, in my opinion, is very important. My son has always loved the center time, where they rotated between activities like building with blocks or reading or doing an art project. Mm-hmm. It gave him a chance to really explore different skills without feeling any kind of pressure of any kind. And my daughter's class does a lot of hands-on, which hands-on activities, sorry about that, which like counting with manipulatives or practicing shapes by drawing them in sand. They also incorporate music and movement, which keeps the kids very engaged. It feels very centered around the children and their learning needs.
Wow, it sounds like they're doing a great job integrating a variety of learning approaches. How do you feel the program reflects current educational practices?
From what I've seen, it aligns with what all the experts say about early childhood education, like the importance of play-based learning and also building foundational skills early on. I also appreciate how they include social and emotional learning. My son's class talked a lot about things like sharing and taking turns and recognizing emotions, which is a lesson that is definitely valuable in life.
Sure. And I agree. Those are really valuable elements. Is there anything else you'd like to see improved in the program?
Honestly, I've been very happy with it overall. But if I had to suggest something, I think it would be more opportunities for parents to be involved.
Sure.
They do send home updates and the projects that the children do, but I would love to have more chances to observe the classroom or to participate in activities with my daughter and just be part of all that learning experience.
Right. And that's a great point. Thank you for sharing that thought. And this has been a great insight and incredibly helpful for me. Before we wrap this up, is there anything else that you'd like to add about your experience with the VPK program?
Let me think. Just that it's been such a blessing for our family. Knowing my kids are getting such a strong start in their education is really comforting as a a parent. I'm so silly. And I really like to recommend it to anyone considering it for their child.
Sure. Yeah, and I really think that the VPK program works for many families, and I agree that I would recommend it myself. So thank you so much for your time today and for all this information. It's been great to talk with you this afternoon, Susan, and I hope you have a wonderful rest of your day.
Well, you have a wonderful day too, and thank you for this program. It's very, very good for all children.
Oh, thank you so much. You take care now, Susan.
Okay, bye.
All right, bye. My interview with Susan provided many insights into the experiences of a parent attending VPK programs. I created an analysis of the key aspects of the program, its impact on child development, and how it aligns with modern educational practices. First, let's look at how the VPK program impacts child development. Academic readiness. The VPK program prepares children for kindergarten by building foundational literacy and math skills. Susan noticed her son's improvement in recognizing letters, sounds, and writing words, which aligns with research on the importance of early literacy for long-term success. Social emotional growth. Both children showed growth in social emotional skills. Susan's daughter has become more confident and social, while her son benefited from lessons on sharing and emotional awareness. These outcomes highlight the integration of social emotional learning, which is vital in early education. Susan mentioned two roles of the educators of the VPK program that really stood out to me. First, teaching strategies. Susan praised the use of creative methods like music for literacy and hands-on activities to keep children engaged. These strategies align with child-centered learning, making lessons relatable to young learners. She also mentioned emotional support. She emphasized the teacher's patience and ability to adapt to each child's personality, showing how educators foster both cognitive and emotional growth within the classrooms. Next, let's look at some of the things Susan mentioned about her local VPK program and how they relate to curriculum and activities. Balanced curriculum. The curriculum balances academics with play. For instance, center-based activities gave Susan's son diverse opportunities to explore skills without feeling pressured. Hands-on learning. Activities like drawing shapes and counting with objects reflect experimental learning and a modern approach that enhances understanding through action. Music and movement. Incorporating music and movement keeps kids engaged while supporting motor and cognitive development. Next, let's look at how Susan mentioned her local VPK program and how it relates to contemporary educational practices. Play-based learning. The program's focus on creativity and play reflects current research showing the role of play in cognitive and emotional development. Social emotional learning. The integration of social emotional learning, such as lessons on emotions and communication, align with its growing importance in early childhood education. Parent involvement. Although parent updates are provided, Susan suggests more opportunities for engagement, a trend of involving families as active partners in education that is growing worldwide. Lastly, recommendations for improvement. While Susan was satisfied overall, she recommended increasing opportunities for parent involvement, such as classroom visits or collaborative activities. This could strengthen the connection between home and school learning environments. In conclusion, the VPK program strongly aligns with contemporary educational practices by blending academic, social, emotional, and play.